Dog. I'm done, dog. I'm done with the excuses. I'm done. I tried. I know it only lasted a day. I know it only lasted a day. In which I said, A. I mean, I literally just came off a video talking to you guys saying basically it's all right. You know, it's okay. Young team, just give them some credit for the effort. Give them some credit for at least going out there and competing. And honestly, God honest truth, I was not expecting us to win against Utah. That was before like a week ago. Like when I saw the schedule that was coming up, I did not expect us to beat Utah. Okay, I actually expected us to beat the Lakers. Okay, at least once. I expected us to beat the Lakers. Okay, but I was not expecting to win against Utah. But what I was not expecting, what I also was not expecting, was to lose that bad. Like that was last season Spurs. Like good lord, like Derek White sits down for a game, or well, he's gonna be gone for a minute, but he sit down for a game, and all of a sudden, like no one knows what to do with the basketball. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my goodness. Like, and don't get me started. Like, okay. I'm going to start with everybody else because I'm not going to be the guy that everybody just says, oh yeah, you're just hating on this one player. Because I do that often. Okay. I do critique that particular player often. But let's just talk about everybody else. The fact that Lonnie Walker looked kind of lost. I mean, what was his stats? 4 for 11? I think it was like 4 for 11. DeMar DeRozan didn't play that well. Rudy Gay just looks awful. Rudy Gay just looks like complete trash right now. And I'm not saying the player is trash, but he looks trash. Like everything that went wrong in that game was due to lack of effort. It was due to lack of focus. And it was also due to having the right guys out there at the certain times. Like the Trey Lyles not playing is utter garbage. Like, I'm sorry. I know that Trey Lyles wasn't great in preseason. And I understand that Trey Lyles isn't 100% great right now. I understand that health-wise he's not 100%. But the fact that he's not getting any playing time is dumb. If he's capable of playing, he should be out there playing, especially over Rudy Gay, or splitting the minutes with Rudy Gay. But I mean, why are we not seeing even more for sale? It's ridiculous. Jill say, I'm not saying he's trash. I'm saying he looks trash. He does look like trash. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not saying the man is trash. All right. He had a phenomenal career, a very consistent career. I mean, if I was an NBA player, I would die to have a career like Rudy Gay's, in which you're scoring, basically averaging like 18 points a year. I think that was his average, just about. I mean, it changed last season, but when we got him, when we first signed him, that's what he was averaging. It was like 18. Like, it was really consistent in what he could do on the court. But I'm sorry, dude. Right now, no, he looks like trash. And this team looked like trash last game. I'm not saying that we're not gonna make the playoffs. I'm not saying that we won't go on a stretch, but I'm saying that losing mentality that we had last year is still there. It looked like a one-man show. It looked like the only person that wanted to play last game was Keldon Johnson. The only person that wanted to go out there and show some effort and say, "Hey, I don't want to lose. Hey, I want to show this team that I'm capable of fighting," was Keldon Johnson. Everybody else was like, just take a night off. Yes, I'm kind of afraid of Rudy Gobert. It's just prance around him. It's not go at him. It's just prance around. It's like, dude, come on, bro. Like, play hard. Like, what is this? What was I watching yesterday? Like, what was that? That wasn't the Spurs that I've been sticking up for this season thus far. Now, with all that being said, everyone played like trash but Keldon. Okay, Keldon Johnson, you were great. I think even the coaching was off. But I think the coaching been off, and that's not just Pop. They make group decisions, but Pop is the head guy. Pop is the GOAT. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and critique Pop. I mean, he's the GOAT. But it is a few things where it's like, bro, like the other game in which we didn't challenge the play, or we did challenge, or what did we do? It was a game in which we challenged, lost a timeout, which it was like, why did we do that? And we needed it at the end. Then it was another game in which we didn't challenge, and we should have challenged. So I don't know what's going on with the coaching staff, but you know what? I'll excuse it. The challenge thing is still fairly new, so it is what it is. Okay, I'm not gonna just harp on my boy Greg Papa. I'm not gonna harp on him. But what I will say, I'm sorry, and I'm just gonna stick to this until I'm proven wrong. Dejounte Murray has to play better. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. I know that I'm accused of being a Dejounte Murray hater and all that good stuff, but I'm telling you, he has to play better. I'm getting tired of seeing him go on these stretches in which he looks great. He has a peak of his stretch, and then he disappears. It happened last season, and I'm continuously seeing it. I don't see the growth where people say that he's grown. I don't see it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just emotional right now, but I do not see the growth. I don't see it. I don't see it. The only growth that I've seen is Dejounte looks a little more confident, in which he has more, better games because of his confidence, but I don't see it. Now, statistic-wise, it went up technically, but it's only been 5 games. The last season, he was having a really good season at one point, and if he would have kept that up, his average for the season would have been pretty high or pretty good, but it wasn't. Now, somebody can check on this for me, what he averaged last season, because I don't want to just put a number out there and I'm completely wrong. So you guys can research it for me and say, Clan, you're wrong. I'm looking at the chat. You can say I'm wrong, but I could have sworn he averaged last season about 10 points. Was it 10 points? 11 points maybe? I don't know. But I do remember him going on a stretch in which he looked really good. And there were excuses for it. There's no more excuses, okay? There were excuses for it last season because people said, well, he's coming off an injury. Okay? He's coming off an injury. Of course it's going to take some time for him to get better. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And in the chat, please join the group chat, by the way. It was 11 points per game. Okay. So I was right. 10.9. Okay. So, and people in the group chat was telling me, and join the group chat, by the way, if you can. Go join it. Link is below. It just says Spurs group chat. But people in the group chat were telling me, well, Clan, why are you getting on the DJ? Because what about Porzingis? Porzingis had an injury similar to Dejounte Murray, and he didn't look right when he came back. So what's the difference? The difference is I saw a superstar early on with Porzingis. Like, Porzingis has superstar written all over him. He has stretches, and he was consistent enough for us to say that he has potential to be a superstar. I'm not seeing consistency. I'm not. I want Dejounte Murray to just do better, bro. And I get upset because I know how good he is. Like, he has the frame to be great. He has the defensive prowess to be great. He has the mentality, at least on the defensive end, to be great. But it's like, God, dude, it's just so inconsistent. He went 1 for 13. 1 for 13. Your point guard shouldn't go 1 for 13. I'm sorry, y'all, but your point guard does not go 1 for 13. You can't he can't do it. I know the whole team was off, but he's not the shooting guard right now. He's the point guard. Like, and I know these guys got egos, and I know that they're like, look, it's open. I'm gonna shoot it. I need to go. But if your shot ain't going, you got to do the intangibles. You got to do the other things that matter. Stop shooting. By the time you go 1 for 7, stop shooting. You're the point guard. God, bro. Like, and I'm look, I've been saying this consistently. I want him to be shooting guard. I want him to, be more of a shooting role. I've been saying that, but you can't be this inconsistent, bro. You don't have a career high and then just fall off the face of the planet. And I wouldn't get this upset if this wasn't a consistent thing. He's consistently inconsistent. I would not get this upset if it wasn't consistent. If it was just one game, sure. Like, Tony Parker had off games, right? Manu Ginobili had off games and terrible games at times, where Monty Ginobili's my favorite player, but we know Monty Ginobili, right? We remember the finals in 2013. I know he was coming back from an injury, but a lot of players get injured. And Monty Ginobili had a terrible series. Low-key single-handedly gave the Heat that finals. At certain times, his turnovers were that bad. Now, I don't know if you guys remember that, because we're obviously it's Monty Ginobili, so we don't think of it that way. But Monty Ginobili had a really bad series in 2013, really bad. He played really terrible at times. But I never once said, I didn't get that upset at Manu, because I'm like, look, we know what he's capable of. He's consistent with turnovers, but he's also consistent with his effort. He's also consistent with being clutch. So he's done so much in his career up to that point, till I was just like, yo, if you can afford a bad finals series, I'm not going to get angry with you, Manu. And it's like that with other players too. Tony Parker, he been a consistent facilitator, and we know what he's capable of. And he was always consistent with that. Now, at some point, so when he got inconsistent later in his career, I didn't get that upset. And he had a lot of injuries. So when we sit here and we say that a guy had an injury, therefore, yes, excuse everything. No, you can't do that. If we're not going to do that with LaMarcus Aldridge, if we're not going to do that with other players, let's not do it with DJ. Let's not do it with the young guys. Now, for me, I have a limit, okay? I have a limit. And my limit for how many excuses I give you is just the amount of time that you've been playing. So my limit is 4 years. 4 years, okay? That's my limit. So if you exceed that 4 years and you're still not doing anything, or you're still inconsistent, it's time for me to start critiquing it. I'm going to start getting irritated. Just as a fan, I'm going to get irritated. But that's my limit. 4 years. Keldon, it's his second year and he looks great. Right off the bat, he's consistent. He's consistent with the way that he approached the game. He is consistent. He don't turn the ball over too much. He takes good shots. He plays wonderful defense. He makes the right passes at the right time. He's consistently engaged in the game. He's never away. He's always focused. I can see him. The more I look at him, the more I can see all-star. I didn't see it at first. I said, well, he'll be a really good role player. No. Keldon Johnson actually could be a all-star. The more I watch him, the more I'm like, okay, you guys were right. I was wrong. I was stupid. Keldon Johnson got a lot of potential here. And then with Lonnie Walker, what's Lonnie Walker's year? 3? This is third year, right? I'm giving him some time. It's his third year. But this is a year for Lonnie Walker to show more. But I'm gonna give him time, because like I said, my limit is 4 years max. Once you hit that 4-year mark, I'm sorry. There's no more excuses. Derek White, when he started as the point guard, his first time ever starting, basically I give him, that's his first year. I know people were like, well, he's older. It's like, no. He is new to the NBA. That was his first year. And that being his first year, he looked tremendous and he was consistent. Now, statistic-wise, I don't care about statistics. See, that's the thing that people don't understand. Consistency doesn't necessarily mean scoring or statistics. You know what I mean? How can I explain this? I don't care. Me personally, I don't care about the statistics. I can do the eye test, like many fans do. We just do the eye test. We're seeing what's happening on the court, and we can make a decision whether or not, or opinion whether or not that player is playing well or bad. And it's not just statistics. Statistically, I could say James Harden is I can make an argument that James Harden is the best shooting guard of all time. Is he? No, of course he's not. Or I can make the case that James Harden is better. His career, or him as a player, is better than Manu Ginobili. No, it's not. It's obvious that it's not. If you watch the game, if you watch Manu Ginobili, you know Manu Ginobili was a better player than James Harden. Period. James Harden can score like crazy, but we know that Manu Ginobili was better. So statistic-wise, I don't care. It's just a matter of what am I seeing on a consistent basis. And as many Spurs games that I watch, I'm telling you, it's inconsistency. You can't be this inconsistent. If he goes on a long stretch of winning, I'm going to be skeptical until the end of the season. I just need to see consistency. You can have bad games, off games here and there, but you don't score your career high and then the next game go 1 for 13. Like, no. That's you not being there. These teams aren't keying in on you. Like, fine example, okay? I think of, like, when we talk about Derek White, when he scored, was it, you guys can remind me, how many did he score in the playoffs? It was in the 30s, though. Was it 31? 36? How much did he score? He scored quite a bit in the play. It was a playoff game, and he scored like 30-some points. And it was crazy. 36. Okay, it was 36. I thought it was 36. So he scored 36 points, and then the game after, he didn't look the same, right? And yeah, there's an excuse to be given there only because first playoff series, and you're going against a team that's going to study you, and they're going to key in on you and all go in on you to make sure you don't score, okay? But there's a big difference when you score 29 points in a game, and then you go travel and you play another game or another team in the next couple days. Or I don't know if they even travel. Did they travel? I think they did travel. And then you play another team in the next couple days. That's totally different. That team didn't have time to look at you. That team didn't have time to dissect your game and see how they can stop you from last. They didn't have time for that. So it's all you. Like, if you score that many points and then the next game is just terrible, that's on you. And I just wouldn't get this upset if it wasn't so inconsistent. But, you know, it's not just him. Like I said, it's not just him. It's not just him. Rudy Gay should know better. He is a vet. He should be playing better. But at the same time, it's like, dude, who are we going to put out there? like our lineups aren't necessarily bad, but it's like, I don't know, man. It feels like we're not 100% buying into what we set forth or set forward to begin with. Because what we said at the beginning of the season was that the young bucks are going to run the show, which maybe that is the case. I mean, you got Dejounte putting up 13, Keldon put up 16, Lonnie put up 11. I think Lonnie went 4 for 11 or something like that. I do have a critique. I do have a critique about Lonnie too. Like, I'm not that mad at Lonnie because we know what Lonnie can be, and you know he's still super young, whatever, blah blah blah. But I do have one critique of Lonnie Walker, and one thing that really bothers me is one thing he does in particular. Okay, that he does that really irritates me, and maybe it irritates me because I don't know, man. It's like a go-to move for him, but it's not a go-to move because he can never hit it. And it's that, like, driving to the left or to the right of the rim and doing that kind of like moving floater on the side of, you guys know what I'm talking about? It's not a floater, but like he'll have the ball and he'll have it like this and he'll shoot it on the left side or right side of the, I don't even know what that would be called. I guess that's called a layup. I guess that would be considered a layup. It looks like a floater, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And he does it consistently, and he consistently misses it. And I'm like, okay, I feel like this is a go-to move for you, but it just never goes in. Like, it just never goes in. Like, it's very rare for him to make that move. So I think that maybe he needs to change up, his shooting strategy a little bit. Like, go, maybe not drive to the rim as often, because he's a good shooter. He actually is a good shooter. So, maybe he dives, jumps to the free throw line, and shoots the mid-range brick. Yeah. Runner. Yeah, a runner. Right. Yeah, it's like a runner. It's like a runner on the side of the rim. Right, it's a runner. And he does it consistently, bro. And it's like, bro, just stop doing that. And it's, like I said, I'm not going to harp on Lonnie because I know I said no excuses, but there's certain players, like I said, I got a time frame, all right? 4 years is my limit. 4 years. 4 years is my limit. And by the way, we can discuss all this in the group chat as well. So if you haven't already, go join the group chat. Link is below. Is the Spurs group chat. So go join that. But yeah, man, it was utter garbage, guys. If you watched the game yesterday, it was utter garbage, utter trash. And I don't say that too often. I don't say the Spurs are trash too often, but that was trash. That was a garbage product they put out on that court. No effort, no heart, terrible. Keldon Johnson's the only one that showed heart. Everybody else just wanted to go home and take a nappy nap and eat chicken tendies. Like they were terrible. They were awful, god awful. With that being said, Keldon is amazing. He is incredible, and I'm sorry for ever saying that his ceiling is really great role player. I did say that at one point, so I'm sorry. I was completely wrong. How consistent he's been in only like a season in a few games is incredible. Like I haven't watched a Keldon Johnson game in which I was disappointed yet. But like I said, it's not all about statistics, man. It's not all about statistics. You got to go out there. You got to grind it out. You got to be consistent with what you do. And certain players are consistent, certain players aren't. And one thing that has to be consistent no matter what is effort. That's the one thing that has to be consistent no matter what. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He's the greatest player of all time. But he didn't become the greatest player of all time, because every single game was great. He became the greatest player of all time because every single game was incredible effort. Was unmatched effort. That's why he became the greatest ever. So it's not all about statistics. It's not all about your scoring. Look, 1 for 13 is inexcusable, but going 1 for 13 also shows that you're not 100% keyed in that game. And that goes for everybody else. Everyone's percentage was really off. Like our shooting percentage was really terrible. And that's not, like I said, that's not just having a bad night. That's not being keyed in on what you need to do, because if you go 1 for 13, that means you put up a lot of shots where you probably just shouldn't have. You should have been more focused on other things. And that's the same with everybody else. I think what did DeRozan have? Because DeRozan had a bad game too. What was it? Was it 6 for 17? Right? And I don't buy into that. Like I look, it happens where the team as a whole can have a bad game. It happens. It happens. But I'm not gonna buy into the whole it was just the effect of everyone else having a bad game. You know what I'm saying? Because Keldon went 10 for 16. That's pretty doggone good. So if Keldon, the second year player, he was a rookie last season and didn't even get to play the entire season last season because we didn't bring him in until later. If he can go 10 for 16 and be consistent, no excuse for anybody else. No excuse for the veterans. No excuse for the guys that have been on the team for a while. No excuses. No excuses. Now, I do want to talk about something because I don't know. Maybe you guys remember, did Eubanks play much yesterday, or did he play at all? I don't remember. Guys, let me know. Did Eubanks play yesterday? Because I do want to talk about Eubanks. I know Jakob been having a rough season thus far. I still believe in Jakob. I do. I don't know what they need to do, but Jakob is the best. Okay, do you know how often Eubanks played? We need LA. I don't want to hear that. The reason why I don't want to hear that, I'm not talking bad about you. Like, I don't want to hear that. Shut up. I'm not saying that. The reason why I don't want to hear we need LA is because, yeah, we do. But at the same time, if you're showing this type of effort without LA, then what's the point? It's not like LA is going to come in and be the driving force of inspiration for the team. He ain't. LA, no. If everyone else is playing half-heartedly, I mean, LA he'll do that too. Like he's not like he's gonna come in and just be the inspirational voice that we needed to pump us up. Like no. If you got Patty Mills on your team and you still play like that, then you just playing soft. If you got Patty Mills on your team and you still come into a game without any effort, you just playing soft. Okay, so Eubanks did play. He played like trash. Okay, I barely remember. You right. Eubanks did play. Yeah, Eubanks did not look that good. You guys are right. Eubanks did not look that good. My thing with Eubanks, I don't know if he's nervous. I don't know what's going on with Eubanks because I actually genuinely do believe in Eubanks. I do. I think he's athletic. And one thing that he has is that hook shot, but I haven't seen him go to it a whole lot. I don't know what's going on with Eubanks. I don't know what's going on with our big man in general. I don't know if it's the lack of having Tim Duncan around because I don't think Tim Duncan's there right now. Like they're in practice and stuff. I don't think he's there at all. Which he do what he want to do. But I don't know what's going on with the big man. The big man play in general actually looks bad. Like even when LA was there earlier this season, I mean LA didn't look that good either. So I don't know what's going on with the big man. But I'll tell you one thing about Eubanks is I do believe in him. I do. I really do believe in him. I think that he can be, and I'm not saying, oh, he's going to be a star. He can be a starting center on the team. No, I think I see Eubanks as being a solid bench big man. Like, he's the best thing we had, for a while. And that's another thing, man. When it comes to the big man, it's like, it's so hard for me to complain. It's so hard for me to complain about the big man play. Like, you got to play harder. You got to play better. I know you're going against Rudy Gobert last night, but you got to play better. But at the same time, man, when you think about the big man, let's just be real. If you think about the big man, I mean, it's just not much there, Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not expecting them to come in and be a DeAndre Jordan. And then with that being said, we haven't had, it's not like the Spurs have a history of great big men, prior to Robinson. We might have had like a couple, but I mean, the last good big man or good center we've had is Tiago Splitter. And we were always complaining about Tiago. We always like, he's too soft, or he's too much finesse, show some nasty. Like, we did that a lot, right? The only reason why people, if we didn't get a championship in 2014, to this day, people be talking trash about Tiago. It was that championship where we said, Tiago's okay. And I know, like, most of the time, Tim Duncan was the center as well. So I do understand that. So before somebody says, well, Tim Duncan was the center most of the time, it's like, I get it. I know. Later in his career, he was the center. I get it. But, the last big man we had, or good big man we had, was Tiago Splitter. And I personally believe in Jakob more than Tiago Splitter. Yeah. I actually, I like Jakob more than Tiago. I think Jakob's style of play is will be better in the long haul than Tiago Splitter's was. All right, so everybody that's in here, so I'm about to go into the store real quick. So I got to park, and then I'm going to go into the store real quick, and it's just going to take me a minute. I got to go to UPS, okay? So I was thinking to end the stream and then jump back on. That was a bummy. But actually, I'm just going to leave it on. And if you see somebody, come in and is like, what's going on or whatever, just tell them that I'm coming right back. Entertain them, if you will. So let me... wait a minute. Is somebody in there waiting? I think there's one person in there waiting. This might take a minute, actually. Yeah, you got somebody waiting. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Cody. Yeah. I'm going there. I guess I gotta. Oh no, she's not waiting. Okay, cool. That person isn't waiting. Well, I don't know what they're doing there. They're not in line though. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna be right back. What's up with LA? Yeah, we'll talk about it. Just give me a second. Let me go into the store real quick. 1 second. Ugh. One second, people. All right. Oh, y'all some real ones, dude. It's still 16 people in here. Y'all some real ones. Crap. Sorry. Trying to put the hand sanitizer on. But yeah, as far as LA, because I think it was Cody who said, what about LA? I'm assuming he is hurt. That game where, you remember, like, I was questioning, like, why did he play in the second half? And we were like, was Pop just sitting him, or what was going on? Like, apparently he was hurt. I don't think that makes sense. So apparently the man was hurt. Hope I wasn't gone too long. It's a lot, dude. It was ridiculous in there. There were so many packages, like, everywhere. I don't know what's going on. And, like, one of the people that were working there was complaining. They were like, so they're coming in here and dropping off and, sending stuff off. It's very, or picking up. And it was like, dude, what's going on in here? It was like, y'all, it was stacked of stuff in there. Just Amazon packages, all kinds of stuff in there. So she just said, yeah, I'll take the box from you and, I'll scan it and whatever, and you can just go. And I'm like, cool. If he's bruised or sprained, I have no idea about the injuries right now. All I know is the group we have out there right now is playing terrible. And see, my thing is, I don't care if LA comes back or not. If you're playing like this, if this becomes more consistent, and we should be skeptical. You guys know I'm optimistic. Like, I'm always optimistic when it comes to the Spurs, but we should be skeptical right now. Because of last season, we saw a a long season last season of little to no effort at times. We did. We saw a long season last season, a little to no effort. Like one person in particular that's on the group chat and in this that joins in on these videos all the time is Ruru. And Ruru always, like, she's always rough on the Spurs. Like, she's not always rough on the Spurs, but she's been rough on the Spurs quite a bit, even when we had these games where we barely lost, like the Lakers. And after seeing this game versus Utah, she had every right to be that skeptical. Every right to be that skeptical. Because you know, these slip-ups, being comfortable with losing, it can turn into something else. You know? These losses that's even close, it can become something else. But what you don't do is not try or allow a team to defeat you mentally first. Like, don't ever let a team defeat you mentally. Like, always fight, always be there. Don't give up. And that's with everything. Like, everything that people, like, anything you do, you don't just give up. No matter what it is, you don't just quit. Like, I'm just like, you don't just quit or give up. If you're in a restaurant and you're a waiter, and you start getting really busy, and it's just so many people, what you gonna do? Just give up? Like, I'll just handle it tomorrow. Like, no, you can't give up. There's no giving up. You can't just quit. And I feel like that's what the Spurs did. Like, and it does bother me. It does bother me when it's, you know, because people always say, especially fans, and I got to talk about Rudy Gobert as well, bro. I got to talk about Rudy Gobert. But as far as NBA players and stuff, bro, like, they're always hitting people with the, you know, don't critique us. It's another world. You didn't play the game of basketball. You don't know how. It's like, bro, look, people work. People go to school. People, you know, have grinds in different ways. You play a sport. You play a game. And yes, it takes a lot of effort to get there. But you're also you're given a gift to play basketball. You exercise that gift to be really good at it. But don't act like what you do is special compared to what other people do. It's not. It's not special. You're not special. You got to go out there and you got to play like, I'm not just saying like play like it's a job, because I know that's like have bad context to it. But you got to treat it like, you know, like it's important. And sometimes I feel like NBA players get this pass when they half-heartedly play because they're basketball players. It's stupid. It's stupid. You got to play hard no matter what. I don't, like, who cares? Who cares that it's basketball? You got a job to do. Do your thing. It's very irritating. Very irritating. Oh, and Rudy Gobert. I did want to talk about Rudy Gobert. So, I don't know if you guys seen it, but and this is part of like why I get tired of NBA players sometimes. So Shaq posted something where it looked like a fan made it, some, you know, photoshopped Shaq dunking on Rudy Gobert, and Shaq reposted it, and then he put under it like saying that he would have 40-something points with however many rebounds and 10 missed free throws. And he said that Rudy Gobert would have like 11 points and 4 rebounds and foul out in the third quarter. Like, that's what he said. And you know how Shaq is. That's what Shaq does. Like, he'll pick fun at any center. You know, and he was like that when he played. When he was playing. Like, you know, similar to Shannon Sharp, where Shannon Sharp talked a lot of stuff when he was playing. He's older and he still do it. He still talks stuff. So, and on top of Shaq get paid to talk stuff at this point. And that's just what he does. He looks at other centers in the league. He's like, man, I would devour them. Now, would he devour Rudy Gobert? Yes! Yes, he would devour Rudy Gobert. I mean, that's not even a question. He would devour him. Like, if Tim Duncan and David Robinson had a tough time with Shaq, well, they're not the greatest. Well, Duncan's the greatest power forward, but two of the greatest big men ever, maybe the best big man duo ever, had a hard time with Shaq. Of course Rudy Gobert would have a hard time with Shaq. But it was so funny because Rudy Gobert responded to it with this like long message about, you know, people counting him out and, you know, bringing negativity and all. It's like, bro, just take the joke. Just take, why are NBA players like this? It's just, bro, it's not that big a deal. Just whatever, man. Just take it. You don't have to respond to it. Or you can take it and be like, you know, pick fun back at Shaq. Shaq was picking fun. Pick fun back at him and be like, you're like, man, I would devour Shaq or something, you know? Like, show that little bit of nastiness. Like, even somebody like Joel Embiid, at first I felt like Joel Embiid, oh yeah, he's talking trash, but he didn't really show it sometimes, like, especially in the playoffs. He'll start just settling for outside shots. But you have to be able to have both, bro. Like, Shaq had both. He has the resume to back it up that he would have devoured you. He does. All you can say is, and you can make Shaq look bad. You could. You can make him look bad. If you don't want to pick fun at Shaq, you can come back with, you know, dang. He's like, well, he's like, I'm not gonna respond to that. That man got 4 rings. I'm trying to get me one. You know, you could do something like that. But this whole thing of like, oh, negativity, don't be so negative, and all this stuff. It's like, you know, let's just spread positivity. It's like, bro, just, these NBA players can't take anything. Like, come on, bro. It ain't that big a deal. I don't know. If you're angry about it, be angry about it. But don't come back with this whole, like, people just count me out. People, you know, I thought you want to see another brother win and all. It's like, bro, just stop, man. Just stop. Every NBA player in the league is winning. Can you stop? He could have been like, of course, a 300-pound 7-footer is going to devour me. What? Oh yeah, he could have been like that. Yeah, of course, a 300-pound 7-footer devour me. Yeah, he could have said something like that. Or he could have responded with, are we talking about fit Shaq or are we talking about fat Shaq? You know, he could have did something, you know what I mean? Like, you could have done anything there, but the whole, you know, woe is me, you don't want to see another brother winning and all this stuff. People still ain't, look, Rudy. Look, Gobert. People still aren't over you giving the league COVID, okay? People still aren't over that. Let's just be real. People still aren't over that. I'm just kidding. He didn't single-handedly do that, obviously, but people aren't over the fact that you made fun of it. And sure, at the time, maybe it didn't feel as dire. It didn't feel as bad. But yeah, it was very irresponsible. You were also pushing that narrative. You got influence, okay? You are an NBA player. You got influence, and you were pushing that narrative that it doesn't matter, that it's not deadly, that, you know what I mean? He was doing that, and at that time we knew very little about it. Still kind of know very little about it, but he was pushing that narrative that it's not that important, and that's a problem. That was a problem. So people still aren't over that. So don't come back with this whole no negativity, all positivity, dude. Like, shut up. Shut up with that. You were negative. You were negative. You know, when you did all that stuff, when you were touching the mics and stuff and trying to play it off as a joke, that wasn't funny. That was negative. That was a negative thing you did. So don't start with that. Oh, thanks, Gio. Thanks for the super chat. You should have said something. Thanks, Gio. Keldon on Kawhi or George tomorrow? Oh, that's a really good question. Keldon on George or Kawhi? Probably Kawhi. I don't think you have to worry about Paul George that much, to be honest with you. I'm not a big Paul George fan, by the way. I don't like Paul George. Not that I hate him or anything, or you know, I got something against him. It's just I don't know, man. I think Paul George is all talk. All talk. He don't have that clutch gene. And I kind of felt ill about Paul George ever since his departure with Pacers. Like how I don't know if you guys remember in the playoffs where they lost the game and he was saying at the end like, you got to give me the ball in that situation. I need to shoot that ball in the situation. And his teammate had a good shot. Okay, you don't say that about your teammate. That's Paul George already knowing he's on his way out and blah blah blah. But it was really lame. But the problem with that play was Paul George passed it to the guy. Like he passed it to that player and then complained about the player taking the shot. That's irritating to me. I was like, bro, stop it. Let's not act like playoff George or playoff Paul or whatever is an actual thing. It's not. You don't show up. But yeah, but that's besides the point. Yeah, as far as who, I don't know, man, who I want Keldon on. I'd say Kawhi, I guess. I don't know. What's up? Oh, God. Mario. What's up? But yeah, I don't know, man. I guess freaking Kawhi. I don't know. Saying who he should guard. I guess Kawhi. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kawhi. I'm actually really looking forward to that game. I've been thinking, should I like live stream during it? Man, it's gonna be a lot. Because tomorrow I got obviously OOC live. We go live tomorrow at 7:30. So we're on the court at 7:30, and then there's gonna be an after the buzzer that night. That's gonna be late. I might be doing that by myself, to be honest with you. I don't know if the other guy's gonna want to be up that late. That's pretty late. That's a late game. So I got after the buzzer. So yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. And I'm like, do I want to sit there for also another 2 hours watching the game? It's hard for me to tell. It's hard for me to know. I you know what? If I do it, I'm not gonna do it alone. If I do it, I'll do it with like a friend of mine or something. Like if I'm gonna message Zach. I'm gonna see if Zach wanna get on. I'll do it with Zach. I also have a friend that's a Spurs fan named Mario. He's the one who did the Like Ginobili song with me. Go check out that song, by the way, Like Ginobili on the channel. All Star. That's his name, rap name, whatever. Real name's Mario. I might ask him, see if he want to get on with me. I just don't want to do it alone. God, it's gonna be so late. I am excited to watch the game. It just sucks I can't really relax and do it. Alright guys, I'm about to go ahead and get off. I'll get with you later. I appreciate all the love. By the way, in the bio, in the description, join the group chat. I got Spurs group chat. It's awesome. A lot of good discussions going on there, so go join that. And I will get with you later. Until next time. Deuces.